I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 3 little boys. Hunter's my oldest, which is everything that a mother could want for having, her first baby. So I had a normal pregnancy with Hunter. He had an umbilical hernia that never went away. The doctor tried to take care of it a couple of times. It's something that always stuck with him. From the very beginning, he was sick all the time. We had constant ear infections. We were in the hospital or the doctor's office every month with high fevers because of ear infections and runny nose, and that kind of never went away either. Hunter had a very big head. I always just said, oh, your dad has a big head, so we always just played it off. But it was just like his head didn't fit in with his body. Hunter was born August 2009. I got pregnant when he was 6 months old with Kingston. Kingston was November 10th, 2010. When he was born, we were, same joyed with another little boy. Always the runny nose again, that never went away. And then ear infections, always on antibiotics. At the time, my husband, he traveled pipeline, so we moved around a lot with him. We're never really established with the same doctor, so we never figured it out. It was just, they were sick, We found a really good doctor in Tennessee, and she wanted to test for developmental delays. And so we were gonna start there, and then she just I have this presumption by the way that your youngest son looks, Kingston, he was 1. And she's like, I just wanna get him tested. And she said that if he has something wrong with him, then Hunter has something wrong with him. She sent us to a geneticist, in which they really didn't tell us anything other than it was an enzyme disorder. We didn't really know what it was until we got the phone call stating that they had mucopolysaccharidosis too. It was a hard time, lots of tears, lots of denial. You don't want to think that anything could ever be wrong with your children. Your children are perfect. And it wasn't just like it was one child, it was both my children. And it was like a blow to the gut. There's no family history of it. There's nothing. My dad, he's just like, no, they got it wrong. It's something you don't want to believe that that's happening to your grandchildren, your children. It's something that's really, really hard to believe until it actually happens to you. The boys were diagnosed January 2012. Hunter was 2, Kingston was 1. Everything comes back to Hunter syndrome, MPS 2. Their heart problems were due to Hunter syndrome. Their ear infections, their vision is from Hunter syndrome. Just even with Hunter's hernia, he's 2 years old and he still has his hernia. Everything kind of fell in place with their diagnosis. It felt like the beginning of a new chapter, which it was, because now we could start going, they have something that's wrong with them that's causing their sickness. Right after they were diagnosed, I found out I was pregnant with Nash. We did all the genetic testing. I actually found out that he was a boy at 8 weeks. And then at 12 weeks, I found out he had Hunter syndrome. I didn't think, I was like, no, there's no way I could have 3 children with this disease. And that was my hardest point right there, when I got that phone call that he had it. They all have severe MPS too, so they're all cognitively affected from the disease. We didn't see a lot of speech until about 4 years old for Hunter. He doesn't understand things like a normal child would, doesn't have personal boundaries, so he'll just come over and he doesn't care who you are. He'll just give you a big hug, that's just who he is. As for Kingston, he's, pretty much the same, although he's 6 years now, and he only has about 60 words. If he uses those, he usually only uses 10 words a day, maybe. I think the biggest learning was seeing what to expect, because you really don't know what to expect with this disease. All 3 of my children are differently affected by this disease. There isn't anything I want to do for them. They're my reason for living. You know, I'll wake up and it's like, you're so wore out. But then it's those 3 little lives depend on you. You know, I would do anything for them. Those 3 boys bring so much love to everyone. Even like with Hunter, yes, he is more aggressive, but he is also the best hugger and lover. First thing he does is get out of bed in the morning, he just wraps his arms around me. And he says, my mommy, my boo. Kingston, he's a mama's boy. And then Nash, he's just eager to learn and he loves everyone and anyone. And it's just their love for me is what drives me, and we're just gonna make the best of what we have. I could picture my life another way, but I wouldn't change my children for anything.